Okay, folks. Let's get started again. Move this out. Okay. So we have the Whambulance that we're working on. Worked on it really early this morning. And let's take a look at what we have left to do on it. Other than the brown wash, which we definitely need to do that. I think I'm going to glue this on here before I do that brown wash. And I think that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with that. We're going to use the glue that's... I'm not a fan of super glue. I don't know why so many people are. It seems to act squirrely lots of times. Sticks to your fat fingers when you don't want to also. Fat finger stickerer. Let's put it down here at the bottom. Yeah, it just looks fucked up. All right, so let's... I'm not that concerned at this point. We got a track record of like knocking out a shit ton of vehicles. I've let that sit for a little bit. Yeah, this thing's going to be, this is going to be hitting people, that's for sure. I don't care that a little bit of that glossy stuff is on the yellow-orange paint. It'll all straighten itself out. All right, so I'm going to start over here at the back. I'm not... Well, I guess I could paint the cans. Let's paint the cans in a metallic color. And then we'll start washing this thing. We're just going to leave them metal colored. Yeah, see, none of this other stuff behaves this way. Okay. Can we dry brush for this thing now? Something that's a little bit sorrier. Let's take this Games Workshop orange out of the way. All right. There we go. Oil drums. Man, a lot of icons there, man. Good evening. Unless you're in the part of the world where it's good morning. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to probably touch some of those things on there. The claymores themselves, we're going to do some kind of military green. For the brown wash, of course, we're going to use the ubiquitous strong tone. I'm going to cut this down a little bit with some water if we need to. And we're going to apply this all over this. Hey, Tim. Well, I disagree with you that it's turning out great. Had I not done 50 vehicles, I'm like, when you end up doing the black lining step, and then you draw, and then you weather it, and then you add the drippings, then it's like, yeah, But I got the skills to be able to make it look how I want it to, or fix it to be happy with it. So, I'd like to get things right the first time and happy with it. And sometimes it doesn't happen that way, but most of the time it does. I've made plenty of mistakes already. So I try not to do any more, it's kind of unsatisfying, Tim, you do Gasland stuff or you just come by? Actually, I don't care if people play Gaslands or not. Do you like die-cast cars, Because the game's all right, but what I really like to do is build these things. They're fun. Okay, here we go. Just a really thin brown streaking. And this is acrylic, right? This is water cleanup. It's cut about maybe a third water, a third this stuff. But it does have a clear coat we put on this. And that's the secret. That's the secret is you need a flat finish so that this that I'm doing will actually adhere to it. Now this is what we painted this morning is these little things in white. We'll see how they take paint and look similar to the rest of the finish of the Whambulance. This is going to be an interesting vehicle to run. It's going to definitely play like nothing else. You introduced to your eldest, we might get into it if the kid can find some time for old dad. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes kids don't turn out like your parents want them to. I'll tell you something they don't want. Like my dad wasn't a gamer. He was into history and stuff like that. He would never do stuff like that. Even playing like World War II games, no, it just wasn't his thing. He was a university professor and civil engineer, and that's what he loved. And this is going to look like it's going to look shitty. Okay, when I'm done with it, it looks shitty. And like I said, if this is the first one I was doing, I'd be concerned. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm cut out for these things. But that garbage truck I did. That garbage truck is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks like a stained piece of crap. But you ever seen a good looking, a brand new garbage truck? Not if it's gone around a couple of weeks picking up garbage for other people. Garbage. How old's your eldest? You need to paint some cars and stuff like that. That's how you get into it. Be able to make some creations and then use your creations on the tabletop. As I go to this model meeting every month, and the people there don't understand playing games. They don't understand playing games, and people that play games can't understand building models that just sit there and you never use them for anything. 16? Oh yeah, he's old enough. I think, if you play these games with kids, I think the most important lesson is teach them to be real, make them realize that you can't win every game. There's too many people that just get upset because, oh, the dice are out to get me, or, man, you can't believe you won. I'm like, it's like a 50-50 chance, dude. Like, the other guy's trying to win too. So what I like about Gaslands is it provides an interesting narrative that many times is hilarious. What happens in a game, it doesn't matter who wins and loses in this game more than any other. We played a game a couple of weeks ago, and someone commented, "Oh, this dumbass thing broke off. All right, well, we'll paint it separately then. You're going to be obstinate." Everybody died. Everybody died in it. That's just the spirit of the game, Yeah, the important thing is to have fun. The important thing is to be fair. Don't raise a cheater. I'm not saying that you are, but there's too many people there's too many people that just cheat. I mean, I'd challenge somebody to a duel if they do cheating. If you mind losing, make sure you're playing with folks you don't mind losing to. If you're playing with people that's like, oh man, there's no way I can let that guy win, you need to not play with that guy. You need to play with folks you don't mind losing to. No problem. We'll paint this separately and then add it on afterwards. You can't win every time. The other guy's trying to win too. And don't be a dick about winning, and don't be a dick about losing. And raise kids that aren't scared of the dice. Oh, the dice are getting me. Oh, bad luck. There's no such thing as bad luck, right? Every time you roll the dice, it's an opportunity for something great to happen. Something great could happen when you roll the dice. Why can't it happen to you when you roll it? Okay. This is about where it needs to be. That's where it needs to be. We'll glue this on later. I'm not worried about that. We're going to add this as well. Of course, the center of this is going to be metallic. It's not going to be black. The only thing I don't like about Gasland cars, the cars that I've done, is my least favorite one seems to be the most popular one. I mean, people can like whatever the heck they want, but everybody, for whatever reason, I've gotten a lot of comments, a lot of likes on this thing. And I'm not impressed by this thing. It's just all one color, black, and I'm glad people like my stuff, but I kind of threw this one together. The original color was hideous. Just didn't go at all. That's why I repainted it. Otherwise, I would have just left it the way it was. But it's badass. Okay. Well, I think a lot of people build a lot of their Gasland vehicles that look like this, or look like this with a lot of rust and shit on them, and that's fine for a couple different guys. For me, but the art on these cars is so good. I hate to repaint them. You know, it's badass. It doesn't have any weapons. Well, it's got a ram on the front, ram on the back. What else is it? It has something else, like a bruiser skill or something like that. Boarding party. It has boarding party and it has dead weight. Dead weight basically means that it can be treated as a one higher weight class. So it's actually heavyweight. And boarding party means when it's touching another vehicle, it can still fire the weapons. Mad Max stuff. Would you believe I've never seen Mad Max? I've tried to. I tried to watch it one time, and I think it's a rated R movie, isn't it? Came out like 76 or something like that. Anyway, I tried watching the first one. I was like, I waited too long to see it, you know. Yeah, I guess it looks okay. It doesn't look like any of my other cars, which is what I want. I want them all to have their own personality. And I made a mistake. I have so many cars now that I actually bought the same one twice. Now the good news is it's badass. I think it's badass. I'm not really a fan of American muscle cars in real life, but I am for this game because they're perfect for it. Let me show you the car I bought two of. Wasted a whole $1 on it. And I don't think I'm going to turn one into a wreck. I don't like doing that. Let's put these on. Should be easy to find them. There's two of them here. You know, something like this. This isn't the car. But this is like a make-believe car. This is a perfect car for this game. Perfect. You know? Of course, you got to take it apart because it has a chrome interior. Like, that's the wrong thing. It's a good-looking car. I'm not going to repaint this thing. It's got stripes on it. Like, it looks cool. Perfect for this game. Where is she? Looking forward to doing this thing. A Chevette. A Chevette with an air intake. But again, just like the Ford Focus, look at the front of this Chevette. All the details are there, but they're not painted. It's actually a similar case with most artists, whether you guys are craftsmen, musicians, or painters. Most of you guys just don't like your most popular work. Well, I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys get, motivated and do your own stuff, Yeah. Look, all the headlamps and everything are there. When this thing gets painted, it'll be awesome. Yeah, the Ford Focus is one of my favorite ones because of the lights. And they'd be like, it's a Ford Focus. Who gives a shit? Well, This thing will be badass. A pink Mustang. Now, I'm not a fan of Mustangs, and certainly not pink ones, and especially pink ones with a chrome interior. But this thing will look great when I'm done with it. You have some kind of snazzy name, too. All right, where's these? That's not a matchbox. Well, I have 2 of them. That'd be easy to find it. Here it is. I have 2 of these. Awesome car. No, I have only one Skyline, believe it or not. And it's not the kind of, I would love the, I don't know the Skylines, what model it is, the R32 or the R34, whichever one. I like Skylines. I like Japanese 2-door cars, but this thing, what is this supposed to be? A Challenger. It's got this damn price thing on here. Yeah, I paid $1 for it. Yeah, get out of the way. I have 2 of these. And the thing that's really cool is it's muscular and it's got some nice striping that I'm going to keep on there. That if I wanted to replicate it would take me forever to do that. That's a cool looking car. Do I have an online shop? No. I just paint them for me. They're not really for sale, but if you want to make me an offer. I don't sell my stuff because, I value my time too much, Okay. We dry yet? It still won't take long to dry. And maybe we need to talk about which one we're doing next after the Whambulance. Well, I got some weapons in here because I got something in it. I found out that they made these things, and I'm like, okay, I got to make a team of clowns. And here's, again, this is a perfect example of, let's fold this. We're not going to, fuck it, let's take it apart. Let's take it out. Look at the graphics. Like, God, there's a lot of gold on here. Oh, my goodness. This is an eyesore. Let's see. I couldn't paint. I wouldn't want to paint. I would spend that much time painting it. And all these cars are going to have a name for the clown that's in them. I think there's like gold chrome in there. Yeah, we got to fix that. But the rest of it will stay the same. I might even keep the wheels red. This looks like a nightmare. Just like silly. We're going to make it not silly. Okay, the same way that we did this thing had all kinds of gold and shit on it. Now it looks badass. Little buggy. But I like going to the store and seeing something like this. God, the lighting is just like too reflective. There you go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, it's like I see this and I'm like, oh, this is the Bimbo bomber. Add some armor plates. Weather it. This one actually took a long time to weather because it's got a lot of lines in it. Pretty cool. And then you can make fun of people because they got, their ass beat by a girl. By a bimbo. Yeah, so I got a set of like 6 of these cars. I mean, they're not all the same car, right? They're like, one of them is, where's Hendo? That's what the car is called, Hendo. Well, it was here. It got moved somewhere. It's like a van. I got like a van and a Mini Cooper and a couple of cars or whatever. So anyhow, yeah, we'll do a before and after on it. But you know how lots of people are scared of clowns. These guys will all be maniacs. Of course. What insane people would do this stuff? You know, here's one. Here's a Mini Cooper one. This is going to have extra crew. We have lots of people who would be in this vehicle. It's tiny. What is it? Fits and giggles, as opposed to shits and giggles. Yeah, this thing will look good. You know, we'll paint the grill the right color. We'll paint the headlamps. You know, the green window actually will work. You know, after you tint that, it'll work and all the graphics will work. Cute little bastard. Good stuff, good stuff. All right. That accursed version of Mr. Bean's car. You know, what color is his? Dude, I got like 12 Mini Coopers. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I got like 12 Mini Coopers, and I got like 12 of these things too. What is this? A Honda Civic Custom. Let me take this price tag off. I got these in every flavor imaginable. And, well, these look really good. This is a really good looking little car. Got a race called the Nips and Brits. But, you know, none of these vehicles handle like the actual vehicle. They fall into a vehicle class. All right. Yeah, it's got nice striping on this thing. Anything painted on the front? Very little. Mispainted. You know, and then crazy stuff like, you know, for my lowriders, we got Fuego fajitas. Fuego fajitas. Yeah, there's just the sky's the limit with these things. There's so many cool things. You know, this thing for my urban. I gotta stop building urban vehicles because they're my favorite. They really are. You know, something like this with like 74-inch rims. You know, boombox in the back. You know, something like this thing. The Fisters. Yeah, these are tuned out, but they're fine for Gaslands, you know? I mean, not every vehicle's like this. These are actually more tuned out than most. It's a black and green Mini. So let's have a black roof on it. That the one that gets run over by a Centurion? I remember one episode, he was like real particular about parking it somewhere safe. And then he walks away from it, and a Centurion tank comes in and just levels it. Black hood for sure. I used to confuse the Minis with those baby Fiats. Did you guys have Fiats in the US? They're like 1-to-1 Italian copies of the Minis. I have some that are like Minis. I have them in miniature. I don't think they made them to the States. I found out the other day, a few months ago, that Fiat stood for Fix It Again, Tony. I laughed. Oh, that was funny. I got a little blue one. I got a little blue. Yeah, like cars like this. I just like cars like this. Like physically how they look. But for this, Gaslands are awesome. The Fiat 500, I got Fiat 500s. I have at least two of them. I have at least two of them. Where they are, I don't know. But they're in here somewhere. I do have two of them, and one of them is blue. Yeah, they're basically an Italian Mini. You know. Yeah, something like this. Okay, what is this? A Toyota GR86? A Toyota GR86. So I like Beetles. Like the old ones? Now I got a Carmen Ghia around here somewhere. Speaking of Beetles, same engine. Something like this GR86, all those graphics will stay on there. No, I like stuff like this. I like little Japanese rice burners that are stick shift. Me personally, that's what I like. But for the game, I build all kinds of stuff. I mean, like I like stuff like this. Like this is cool. This is a 500. This is a Fiat 500, by the way. I thought it was some American thing, but it's not. It is a Fiat. Is it? Maybe it says 600. Obviously, it's modified. Nope, 500C. Fiat 500C. That's what this says, anyways. Yeah, it had the flames on it. Like, why would I cover over the flames? It's cool, you know? Have you ever made the Dakar 911 or any of the 911s? I have one painted, finished. I have 3 other ones to do. They're extremely difficult to find. It's very hard to go to a store and find a Porsche. It's very hard. They're just, you know, kids want them. I mean, I think Porsches are cooler than Ferraris. I personally like Lamborghinis more than Ferraris. But I have one Ferrari done. I have one Porsche done. All my Porsches will be on the German team. Sorry, it's a German car. It's a stereotypical German car. You know, all my Ferraris will be on the Italian team. Fasta pasta. No, that's not what they're going to be called, but... Okay, so we have this thing weathered, dirtied, right? So next up is we're going to do some black lining, which is probably one of, if not the most important step as far as I'm concerned. Dakar 911, that sounds like a 911 that has like off-road. Sounds like a race that they would run from like Algiers to Dakar. How good a guesser am I? Or Iran to Dakar. That's what it sounds like. And we're going to take a little bit of water in case I want to thin this down a little bit. This Dakar is a rally version of a 911. I don't have one. I don't have one. I haven't found one, otherwise I would have one. That's totally something that would work in here. All right, so let's do the door. Appreciate you coming by, man. That's why I do this. I do this because you keep me entertained. And, yeah, so here's the bottom of the door. Now, we're not done with that. I mean, we'll still go over it some more, but there's all kinds of intricate details on here that just, they need to pop out. This is the same thing I did with like the Barbie bomber. Bimbo bomber, sorry. Barbie Dream Camper, I think is what it's called, actually. I don't know. I'm not supposed to know that. I didn't have one as a kid. I got the strawberry shortcake dolls instead. I remember friends of my parents' kids would come and visit us from like other countries and stuff. Well, because my stepmom is from another country. And and her friends would come and visit, and they'd bring their kids, and they would have the strawberry. I mean, I remember this like when I was like 10, 9 or 10 or whatever. And they had the strawberry shortcake dolls, and they had the one that smells like blueberry and all that shit. And it's probably poison. It's probably some kind of scent that's impregnated in the plastic or rubber or whatever. But I remember them having a pretty good smell. Unlike those scented markers, those things were hell. You know which ones I'm talking about. The scented markers that some kids had in school. You know, it'll give you a headache. As soon as somebody opens up, it's like, oh, cinnamon with a free headache. And that's just, being 2 feet away from it. Not painting the inside of your nostrils with it. All the things that you eat as a kid, one of the most controversial, meaning love-hate, is black licorice. People I don't know if there's anybody that is just like, about black licorice. They either love it, which is weird, or it's like, I'm going to punch you if you make me eat that kind of thing. I feel like there's like no middle ground on black licorice. The mother-in-law happens to love black licorice. I really don't eat candy at all, but Mr. Sensi. Oh, that's right. They did have a name, didn't they? I think you nailed it, man. I think you nailed it. They did that after the Emirates did it in Dubai, referring to the text before and last. So the U.S. government is a show off with nothing in had, I swear. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Mr. Sensi. I'm just going to put that in there. I think you nailed it, man. Well, here it says Mr. Scent Markers. Mr. Sensi. What's this? No, that's something different. But now you mean I know what those damn things look like. That's what? 12, 13 years old? 12 and 13 when they had those. Now and laters. What else reminds me of that time period? I remember watching, what was it that I watched? What is it called? Stranger Things. And they had these trapper keepers. I remember trapper keepers, like, oh my God, man, those were so, I didn't have any of that fancy shit. Well, that's not really fancy, but I don't know what those things were. They must have been like $7 or $8 or something like that. Back then, that's like, $30 or something like that. The U.S. government, the UK government is a show off. Yeah, well, they don't. I was disappointed they didn't have any ships in Gibraltar. That's embarrassing. Willard Wiggin. Okay. One L? Nope, two L's. Willard Wiggin. Art's really subjective, Just don't recommend, stuff like Picasso or shit like that. Willard. British sculptor. Let's see what he does. Hold on one second. Okay, the daughter just gave me the countdown. I gotta stop 15 minutes. Oh yeah, he is. Oh, he sculpts little things. You know, people think that painting little things is like really stressful. I think the opposite. I think it's really like your eyes focusing on just one tiny little thing. What is this couple inside of? But like the eye of a needle? Yeah, it'd be pretty freaking small. Well, if he can sculpt it, I can paint it. That's cool. That's really cool. I remember going to some place and they had like a Chinese what do you call it? Scenery. And it was all in a grain of rice. Yeah, the bird I'm going to work on rest of the night just landed. That's a good saying. I've never heard anything like that. Duty calls. See you next stream. All right, man. You have a good one too. Yeah, I got like 15 minutes. So, daughter's in town for the Thanksgiving break. So, all right. Let's see. Back to this. This is pretty tedious, but I really like this part, which is putting the black lining on, and it looks messy, and I'd be concerned that it wouldn't turn out really well had I not done this many times. But the whole point is to do that brown wash so that not every surface looks the same color, you know? It just doesn't look very believable when it's all the same color. Hold up. All right. So, a little bit of little line there, a little line there. You know, people were swearing the Tamiya line accent. I don't think it works any better. This stuff right here, they made me buy it. And it's enamel. And it stinks. And I can't clean my brushes with water. And it doesn't work any better. I mean, it's more durable. There's no doubt about it. But you're dropping this in a place where it's a crevice. So things that are deep aren't going to wear out. You know, it's the surfaces that stand out or stick out that wear out. I'm just not an enamel fan. And if it doesn't behave better, then why am I even doing it? Now, this is a Matchbox from 1977, according to the bottom of it. An antique. Hey man, I don't know how to say your name because it looks really cool, but is that Thai or Hindi? I love those scripts, but I just don't know what they say. I do have a Thai, I think I have a Thai and a Hindu D6. You know, to use with a Thai or Hindu army, not just randomly, you know. Tamil, Southern Indian. I was going to build a Tamil army, you know, for DBA. Lots of elephants. Lots of elephants. But no more of that. I'm not doing the medieval and ancient stuff or whatever. Although I may make a big Indian truck. I've actually found somebody that makes what are those things called? A tuk-tuk. They make a tuk-tuk with crew. You know, for this. I think with several different kind of drivers. Well, they make drivers that look like, you know, they're driving a tuk-tuk, but they've got, you know, they look like the Stig. You know, they just have a helmet on them and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, diecast doctor. No, I don't. We're making these things look better. You know, here's the thing. All of these diecast things look great. They have great detail on them. It just, you know, it's almost like there's a designer for the cars, and they do a great job. And then when they go send it to the paint department is, all we got is this one color, and that's it. But it's got really good detail on it. They just opted not to paint it. They decided not to paint it on it. For whatever lazy reason, they decided not to do it. My car's handy. Show you my Ford Focus. Let's see. Laser focused. This is my pride and joy. Only because it had so many details on there that the paint department decided not to do anything with. And it was easy to do. It's just a matter of doing it. Where'd you go? There it is. I don't have this turret attached on purpose. But this Ford Focus was all in green. Well, it had the graphics. It had the stripes. It had the sponsors. It had the graphics. But what it also had is all these lights, including the RS logo, were printed on there three-dimensionally, but there was no color. They were the same color as the body. I'm like, that just won't do. That just won't do. You went through there and you added all the... See if I can get this thing to focus correctly. Ha! Get it. Focus. And, you know, so I painted the rear taillights like it's supposed to. And the front ones too. Because the fronts and the grill and none of that was painted. Geez, why is it so difficult to... What if I do... No. I can't make it bigger? No. Let's see. Is there anything else I can do to make it bigger? Nope. Can't do anything else. All right. You know, they had the little Ford emblem there, but it wasn't even blue. I love mini toys and die-cast cars, but not quantum physics. Yeah, me neither. I don't even... I'm not even a science guy. You know, not saying I'm a flat earther. I don't get excited about sciencey things. Earth science, yes. The other science, no. I just had teachers I didn't like, I guess. I get excited about maps. Love maps. I get excited about stuff you can't make a living with. Oops. All right, and the top too, we've got these things on the roof. We're going to make them stand out. Definitely not a doctor. That's way too many years in school. Thank you. There you go. And it's kind of thin. I wish it was a little darker, but it allows you to kind of go over it again. Can you make Mad Max style vehicles? Yeah, well, here's one that everybody seems to love. And here's another one. Actually, I like this one. Yeah, this one's very minimalist. It's got one laser cannon on a turret. That's it. This is a Mad Max style vehicle, I guess. It's got a harpoon here on the top. It's just not installed yet. Let's install it on there so people know what the hell. That's just a simple ambulance. Simple ambulance. No. It's a Whambulance. Yeah, it's fun to do. It's creative. You can play a game with it. They're fun to do even if you don't play a game with it. Like I told the guys at the model clubs that, look, I can build cars. They just have to have guns on them. Because there's some guys that are just like really into cars. Like I told them, these cars are the only ones you can afford these days. They haven't figured out how to put insurance on these things yet. Give them a couple of years. This is old though. This one's from 1977. This is a Matchbox ambulance from 1977. Kinder Joy toys. I don't know what that is. I'll look it up though. Sounds like something you find inside of a chocolate egg. Kinder Joy. I was right. So somehow I knew what it was. Are they cool? Some anime type stuff. Yeah, if they're the right scale. I have a car here that's from a Happy Wheel. I looked up what it was. I wanted to find out what vehicle this is, and I found out it's actually from a Happy Meal. It's actually from McDonald's Happy Meal. Hopefully it's not worth thousands of dollars. Yeah, let's get the bottom up here. There's like a little smiley face on it too. Kind of cute. It's like a Camaro, smiling Camaro. So this was originally this color. So by adding a brown wash to it, now we got it to this. Now it looks more believable. And we don't have black washing on it yet. This is just a brown. Right, so here's the interior. We'll put the It actually has the headlamps are part of the glass. Yeah, this little guy. See how he's smiling? I don't know what kind of vehicle it is. It's Camaro-ish. No, you got to eat those Kinder Joy things then. I don't really do sweets. Oh, 1 second. All right, well, I got to wrap up. The dinner bell has been rung. All right, folks, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to send me a like. I just watched the video, and I guess likes are more important than subscribes. But, if you don't like it, don't send me a like. That's, go away. You don't like my channel. What are you doing here? And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Probably tomorrow morning. All right, folks, have a good one. Bye-bye.